Okay, shall we start now? Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Suresh. Uh, I am Dr. Suresh, and today we'll have a first lecture on Introduction to Human Anatomy. So, if you find any difficulties, you can ask the questions. Okay. So, I will go a little bit slow as you are new for this subject. Okay, very good. So, next is about the what are the missions of this program or the missions of programs which are going to be conducted in the dentistry? So here we do a research, and also there is a provision for the education. I mean, it is for a proper education of the dentistry, and they will also guide you in the community services. So what community services you are going to do in the dentistry? And then the education about the bachelor degree of dental and community services. So these are the materials which are provided by the Jazan universities, which I think you might have already received. Okay, next come to the today's topic proper. So what is today's topic? So we have the topic regarding the introduction of the anatomy and its terms. So you might have, now you are not familiar with what is the anatomy, or you might maybe knowing so many things. So you may be knowing the parts of the anatomy like uh, head, neck, upper limb, lower limb, and you might have knowing so many parts of the bodies like nose, ear, mouth, stomach, liver, and so on. Like you might have knowing all these things, but all these things are having some other names, and it is the same thing you are going to dealing in a different manner. So I mean, I told anatomical terms to understand the basic terminologies used in anatomy. So what are the other than this? So other than this means what I told, like other than this means the what other terms we are using, like which is medial, what is lateral, what is anterior, what is posterior, like that, so on. So we will discuss all these terms and describe the anatomical position of the body. So you might have seen the bodies and all. So because of this, the present scenario, you are not unable to uh, see the dissected bodies or the dead bodies. So that we are that also we are having. So if everything goes well, you will you have a chance to see the dead bodies and the organs also. Okay, to know the different anatomical planes and terms of the positions. Okay, so once we go on, we will see so what all these. Now, is it clear? Is it clear for, is there any doubts? Okay, okay, nice, very good. Now what is anatomy? So anatomy, it is actually a Greek word. Okay, and then what is an? So ana means up, and termin or tomi. So it means the cutting. It means the cutting of the body. Anatomy means the cutting up of the body. So what means? So we have to cut the body to in a different parts to study the internal structure. So what are the structures present in the body? You know, so yes, cutting of the body. So now, till now, you know what is you know the heart is present, and the liver is present, the stomach, intestine, all those things. But you don't know how they appears, how they look like, and how you don't you are not feeling it. So once they touch them, so then, oh, heart is like this. So that feeling you will get. Okay, next. So why to study the anatomy? So there are so many things. So why you want to study the anatomy? Is anatomy is required for our medical subject? Any answer for this? Why you want to study anatomy? Because this anatomy, it is one of the basic, yes, to know the parts of the body, to know about the, to know our, okay, can you hear me? Yes, there was a, okay. So now why to study anatomy? So you told to know the parts of the bodies. So other than this, so there are so many uses why you want to study the anatomy. One thing you told to study the body parts. So that is fine. And you also want to know what which are the organs or what are the parts where they are present. So in anatomy, what we are studying, we are dealing only with the normal structures present in the body. Regarding function and all, it is coming in the physiology, and the chemical aspects they are going to study in the biochemistry, like that. So here we study about the normal structure of the body and normal organs of the body, or if there is any pathology related to, pathology means the disease. So is there any abnormalities in the body? Okay. So this anatomy, it is invented. So it is a very ancient subject in 19th century and early 20th centuries. It came across the, so it was there before. Human anatomy has prestigious history and is considered to be a most prominent for biological science of 19th and 20th centuries. Okay, so it goes on, it came on the developing, and they find out so many things regarding about the anatomy. So this is how they used to do surgeries in the centuries back. Now, what are the types of anatomy? The history and all. So it is, they are not much important. Just they are the gross outline information how the anatomical or the medical came in existence. So what are the types of anatomy? So one is regional anatomy, systemic anatomy, and the clinical anatomy. It is divided into three parts. So next, regional anatomy. Regional anatomy considers the organization of the human body as a major part or the segment. Okay. So here region. So what are the regions present in the body? Like head, neck, and then it is divided into trunk, and then upper limbs, lower limbs. Further, this trunk is divided into, yes, abdomen, thorax, back, pelvis. So these are the sister regions. Sorry. So these are the regions of the body. So in this region, so there are further sub parts. So they are surface anatomy, microscopic, comparative, and radiological anatomy. So what is surface anatomy? So in the surface anatomy, I will show you here. If you consider this is as the body here, okay, this is the body, and then, so this is before you are not going to cut any body and all. So here this part will be the thorax, will be like this, and then here you have the, this is the abdomen part. Okay, so now where the heart is located, you will tell heart is here. Okay, so where the stomach, stomach is here. So here is the intestine. So here this part will be the liver. So here you have the spleen. So this is identification of the structures without cutting the body. Just you can on your hand, on your fingers, you just show it. So where the heart is present. Okay, is it clear here? So this type of study, it is studied, it is known as a surface anatomy, study of the internal structure as they are relate to the overlying skin surface. It means internal structure studying overlying the skin surface. You got it? So without cutting anything on the skin, just you show the structure. So microscopic, you all know what do you mean by microscopic. So taking the small part and studying in the microscope. Okay. Comparative anatomy. So what is comparative? Comparative means comparison. So we are comparing with some other structure. So humans are compared with the animals. So now you might have seen so many research activities. So not all the research activities are done in the humans. There are, so when you are doing any research activities, so they are usually doing by guinea pigs, monkeys. Okay. So why? So there are some similarities between monkeys and humans. So that is why studies are first they will do, they are conducted on animals, and later their studies on the human beings. So this study, this type of studies, they are called comparative anatomy. What is radiological anatomy? So radiological anatomy means by using X-rays. USG means ultrasonography. CT means CT scan and microscopic resonant image. So this is called MRI. Use radiographies. Yes. So in radiographies we will see the anatomy. So example what? In X-ray what you will see? In X-ray you will see the fractures, all those things. In ultrasound you will see the soft tissues, like example the stomach, intestine, the spleen, organs, so many things. So CT scan you will see some other minute structures like this. Is it clear here? Is there any doubts in the regional anatomy? Okay. Next is systemic anatomy. So what is systemic anatomy? Systemic anatomy, so now you know body is made up of so many structures. Yeah, these three regions all around the body. Okay. Next. So what is systemic anatomy? Now you know the body is made up of so many, it is a mixture of, it is the mixture of so many parts. So what are these parts? So it is made up of skin, it is made up of bone, they contains muscles, organs, and then so on. So all these, they are studied under different headings. So one is osteology. So what is osteology? It is exclusively the study of the skeletal system. So it is the skeletal system means it is the study of the bones. Okay. Syndesmology. Syndesmology means so articulations or the joints. It is the study of articulations or the joints. And then myology. The name only it indicates it is the study of muscles. Angiology. Angiology means it's the study of vascular system. So in the vascular system you have heart, blood vessels, lymphatics and lymph glands. Neurology, you all know it's a very common term, the study of nervous system. Next is splanchnology, it is the study of visceral system. So what do you mean by viscera? What do you mean by visceral? Anyone? Anyone know the meaning of visceral? No? Visceral system. So visceral system is study of organs like heart. Heart is a viscera, organ. Okay. Liver is a viscera. Spleen is a viscera. And the stomach is a viscera. So any organ, the term in the medical term is viscera. So viscera means the organ. Okay. So this is our body inside. So after removal of the skins, what are the structures you are going to see? So it looks like this. The same terms, the systemic and what all the systemic anatomy, systemic divisions they are they are divided. They are classified into the branches of the anatomy. What are the branches? So anatomical, once we use anatomical terms, so they are called gross anatomy. Gross anatomy means it is a study of all anatomical structures. Just now we discussed microscopic anatomy, then microscopic anatomy doesn't come under gross anatomy. Gross anatomy means a study of bones, muscles, blood vessels, organs, all these things. So it is exclusively deals with the body, all the body organs. So when again the microscopic anatomy, here again this further it is divided, microscopic divided into, yes, all the parts of the body. Microscopic anatomy further divided into cytology and histology. So there is a difference between pathology and histology. Histology means here we are studying the normal microscopic structure. I mean, so if you take a sample of the skin, so here we are not studying any pathology, yes, tissues, all those things, any tissues. Any tissue you take, you will study the normal structure of that tissue. That's all in the histology. Whereas in the pathology, if you take a same tissue, you are going to study the disease part of that particular tissue. So that is the difference between pathology and histology. Okay. Next, developmental anatomy. So what is this developmental anatomy? You know about embryology? You know about embryology? What do you mean by embryology? Okay. So what is embryology? So embryology means the development of the body. So after fertilization, so where the fetus develops, where the fetus develops, this is a very basic thing, you know. Where the baby will develops. Yes, uterus. Very good. Very, very good. So uterus, in the uterus the baby develops. So that study of the embryo before development. So once after, so there are some different parts, different sections in the embryology, or the embryo is divided into so many. First it is called embryo, later it is called fetus. Okay, for a certain period. The study of the embryo is called embryology, or study of the intrauterine studies. Okay. So how the heart is going to develop, how the baby is developed, how the cells will develop, how the skin is developed, how the liver is developed. So like that, how the teeth are. So like if you comes to the yeah, dentistry studies, how the development of teeth, development of tongue, development of hard palate, development of face. If you don't know the development, then you can't study the normal anatomical structure. So all these three parts, they are interconnected with each other. Okay. So till now, is it clear for you? If you have any doubts, you can ask me, so that so you know the anatomical uh, I mean the branches of anatomy, what are the systemic anatomy, all those things. Okay. Now comes to the anatomical position. What is anatomical position? Subject is, okay, thank you. If it is clear, it's very good. Subject is standing upright, or this is one definition. Standing subject may be either the standing, or it may be in the lying position. Okay, it may be in lying position on the table like this. Okay, so what happens? So then means you may also tell, doctor, we will also stand, then also it is a anatomical position. No, there are some difference between the person who is standing, or the difference between the person standing and the anatomical position of the dead body. So what is, how we have to show and how to describe the anatomical position. So body is erect. See how the body is straight. So if the body is like, if you place the body like this, it is not called the erect position. So the body must be straight. Okay, upper limb placed on the side like this. So see here, the upper limbs on the side of the body, not so this upper limb not comes on like this, so they are not crossing over the body. Okay, next, the palm turns forwards. Okay, the see the position of the palm here, so they are not reverse. Okay, it is clear here. It is showing upwards. The inner side of the palm, it is showing upwards. And then the thumb, see here, this thumb is like this. This thumb is facing outside. So if you reverse the palm, then the thumb will near to the body. So if it is here, this is not the anatomical position. And the feet is pointing outwards like this. This is how the anatomical position of the body. So when you describe the anatomical position, so these terms you have to mention. The one is, the body should be erect, the upper limb on the side of the body, the palm faces forwards, and the thumb pointing away from the body. Thumb pointing away from the body, and the feet on the floor of the feet on the floor. So this is the anatomical position. So next, the another part is the planes of the body. So what are these planes? So what you understood by this structure? In this picture, so they are using so many sections. So these are the planes of the body. So when, so this is means, yes, very good, very good. Cutting of the body. How? So how you are going to cut the body? Okay. So what are the planes of the bodies? The planes of the bodies, so they are the geometric planes used to divide the body into sections along a flat surface called the plane. So these are the geometrical planes. So the mathematical planes that divides the body into different parts. So you want to cut at the cut each body parts in different levels. Okay, so what are the planes here? One is the sagittal plane, and then frontal plane, and the transverse plane. Okay, so these are the major planes of the body. So there are so many things. Again we'll study one by one when as we go on seeing the lectures. So what is sagittal plane? A vertical cut that divides the body into left and right half. So what is it? Sagittal plane, it is It is also called antero-posterior plane also. It divides the body into left and right. So example, if this is the body, so if I make a section, if I cut the body like this, so this is right and this is left. Okay. In this sagittal plane, there is a one more difference. What is mid sagittal plane then? Mid sagittal plane, see, there is the slight difference here. It divides the body into equal right and left part. Please be remind this word, equal. In the mid sagittal plane, there are two equal parts. Okay, whereas in the sagittal plane there is no equal. So okay, see here in this diagram, so this is one sagittal plane. Okay, we don't want this. I will show you the one more example for the sagittal plane. So this is the body. Okay, example, this is the body. So now we are drawing a sagittal plane. So what is sagittal plane? Divides the body into left and right half. So this sagittal plane it may be like this. So here is a big right part and the small left part, like this. Anywhere you can cut. Yes, but not equal. Very, very good. It is not in the equal size. You can cut anywhere. Just you want your intention is just you want two right and left parts. Very good. It is not equal right parts. Whereas in the mid sagittal plane, it is equal right and left parts. Okay. Very good. And next one is the frontal plane. The frontal plane, it is also called lateral or coronal plane. A vertical cut that divides the body into front and back. So how it is? Here the vertical cut means if this is the body, so it's there in the picture also. You are cutting the body like this. That you will better understand in the diagram. Okay, I will show you in the next picture. It is a coronal plane, the vertical cut that divides the body into and front and back. Here you can see here, coronal plane. So you are cutting the body like this plane. So this will become front and the rest, the other part will become back. Okay. Next is the transverse or horizontal plane. So horizontal plane like this, the upper and the lower. So this is the superior and inferior part. So next, what is superior? So this, just now I told, this is the transverse plane. So you are cutting the body into two parts. So one is the superior and the inferior. The horizontal cut divides the body into superior and inferior part. Superior means usually towards the head. Just there are so many other terms also comes, and inferior means towards the feet. In the next slide you can see superior. So what is superior? Above or towards the head. So whatever the part, so whenever the part comes, so it is near to the head, it is called superior, and inferior towards the feet. Yes, very good. Next, see the example. Superior means towards the head or the upper part of the body. Say like examples, the heart is superior to the liver. So where the heart is? So heart is present here. Okay, liver is here. So when we take the body section, if you take the body, so this is the thorax, this part, and here we have a, so this part is the heart and this is the liver. So which is superior here? Heart is superior, and along with heart you also, yes, yes, very good. And you also have the, so what is lungs? So these are called lungs. Okay, now you leave the heart. Now the stomach is also there. So what is the sentence? The lungs are superior to the stomach. So this is the another word. So like this. Okay, the brain is superior to the spinal cord. So here you have a brain. So this is the brain, and here you have a spinal cord. So the spinal cord is inferior, the brain is superior. Okay, yes, cranial also you can use, but the where in which context you are using these terms, so that is very important when you are using the terms of the anatomical terms. Okay, next. So what is inferior? So inferior means, yes, 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 correct, what you told, it is very good. The knee is inferior to the liver. So where the knee joint? Very good, towards the bottom. Very, very good. So knee is, so knee is in the lower. So whereas where the liver is the above. Whereas I told stomach and heart. So where the stomach is inferior. So heart is superior. The stomach is inferior to the heart. So you understood what is superior and what is inferior? Okay. 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 Next, what is frontal plane? What is frontal plane? The frontal plane, the vertical line, it cuts the body into anterior and posterior parts. So this is the frontal plane. So you are cutting the body like this. So this part, it is the front part. So this is the front, and this one is the back of the body, or the front part is called the anterior and the back part is called posterior. So front and back, it is a non-medical term. So they are the common terms. So when you want to use the front part, okay, there you use the term anterior. When you want to tell the back, the so and so structure is back of this organ. So that time so and so organ is posterior to the organ. So example, the posterior means back. So heart, so where the vertebral column is present. Vertebral column is posterior to the heart, like that. Okay. So anterior means front of the body. The posterior means the back of the body. The front of the body is also called ventral. See here, there are so many terms for anterior, For anterior, it is called, it is having two names. So one is front and ventral. So these are the three names we are using for anterior. So what are the three terms? One is anterior, front and ventral. Okay. Same like for the posterior, back, posterior and dorsal. Dorsal means back. Ventral means front of the body. Dorsal means the back of the body. All these terms where we are using. So we are using the concerned topics. So, okay. The heart is anterior to the backbone. Okay. So backbone means the vertebral column. The sternum is anterior to the lungs. So what is sternum? Anyone knows what is the sternum? Sternum. Okay, okay. Just I just don't worry, don't worry. I will tell you. I will tell you. So just I will show you the picture. Yes, yes. So it is very good, very good. The person who told about the ribs, so that bone. So I will make a small diagram so that you can understand what is the sternum. So this is the body, okay, and here in front of the body there is one bone, okay, and this is, now you got the idea. This is called sternum, okay, this structure. So this is called the sternum. So this is sternum. So sternum is anterior to the lung. Behind this, behind the ribs, you have a lungs. Okay, very good. So what is posterior? Vertebra is posterior to the trachea. So where the trachea? What is trachea? Anyone knows about the trachea? Trachea is also called the windpipe. Very good, very good. Airway, airway. It is also called windpipe or air pipe. So where we can transfer the breathing. The kidney is posterior to the intestine. So these are some examples. Now you can imagine your you can also imagine your own terms. So what is posterior? Just simply you can recollect. So which one is called? We can tell the posterior. Which one we can tell for the anterior? Like that. You can create your own sentences. Okay. So now sagittal plane. As we already discussed, what is sagittal plane and mid sagittal plane. Sagittal plane, this red line. Okay. Sorry. Sagittal plane is the blue line. Anywhere you are cutting it is not equal. Okay. Mid sagittal plane, it is divides the body into two equal halves. Okay. Now the another term. So what is medial and what is lateral? In relation, anything, anywhere, anywhere. So these two terms you should remember very carefully. Don't confuse with it. Okay. What is medial and what is lateral? Medial means closer to the midline. So this is the closer to the midline. So the central line. Lateral means away from the midline. So here, if I make a, here, if I make a body, so if this is the line, so any structure, so here heart is, I made a heart here. So what you tell now? Now I tell heart is, just is an example. It is not a clear term. The heart is medial to the midline. Okay, now, so here is your upper limb. Where is the upper limb? Now you tell upper limb is lateral. So this is the midline, and the upper limb is away from this line. So this is called the lateral. The structure which is near here, near to the midline, is called medial closure. Is it clear here? Now see here, see the example. The little finger, yes, yes. Okay. So now, okay, if you not understood, so again I will discuss in the next class. So what is medial in the, again I will show you in the picture. Okay. So if this is the body and this is the central line, that is the median line. Anything which is near to this line, example here you have a lungs here. Okay. So here the lungs are medial. The lungs are medial. Okay. Here, this is the upper limb. So where is the upper limb? Upper limb is lateral. Okay. So now you come to the this example. The little finger is medial to the thumb. Here. So this is the, okay, this is the thumb and this is the little finger. Now you, so which is medial, which is lateral here? The little finger is medial and the thumb is lateral. If you see, if I show you in this picture here, see here, you can see in this picture, the, where is the little finger? Little finger is medial. Okay, this is medial. This is the mid sagittal line, midline. The middle finger is near to this line. So where is the thumb? The thumb is lateral, away from this line, away from this. Is it clear here? Okay. Very good. So lateral means the thumb is lateral to the little finger. Whatever the structure is away from the line, so that is called lateral. The ear is lateral to the nose. The ear is away. The nose is in the front. Just imagine. Okay. So what is proximal and distal? So as I already told, proximal means it is towards the head and distal means towards the foot. The only use when describing 2 points on the same limb. Okay. So what it means? Describing 2 points on the same limb. So what it, so take here, take an example. So now we are describing the upper limb. So this is the upper limb. So now how I have to describe? So here we have a shoulder joint, and this, what is this? Here we have a wrist joint. Now which is proximal and which is distal? The shoulder joint is proximal and the wrist joint is distal. It is clear here? Yes. So it means, so when we are explaining only about only one structure, that time we have to use the proximal and distal. So we are studying not about the whole body, then we can use different terms. So now we are studying only about the upper limb, or so when we are studying only about the head and neck. So example, this is the skull and this is the here is the, here you have a mandible. So now which is proximal, which is distal? This one, the scalp. The scalp is proximal and the mandible is distal. It is the lower part. Is it clear here? You understood this proximal and distal? Proximal is closure where arm or leg inserted into the body, or distal means further away from where arm and leg are inserted to the body. The proximal is, the knee is proximal to the foot. Very good. Okay. And the elbow is proximal to the wrist. So these are the examples for the proximal and the distal structures. Select distal means the foot is distal to the knee and the palm is distal to the arm. The superficial towards the surface. What is superficial? Superficial means it is towards the surface. The sternum is superficial to the heart. So as I already told you, so I made the diagram and showed. So where the sternum is, the heart is, the sternum is superior, superficial, above towards the surface. The skin is superficial to the bone. Where the skin is the outermost part, so that is superficial. So where the bones are in the deep. Very good, outside. Next is, what is deep? So deep is, the heart is deep inside the ribs. Very good. The ribs are deep to the skin or ribs, or the bones are inside the skin or inside the muscles, like that. So this is the example for the deep. Now you solve this. The lungs are dash to liver. The stomach is, the lungs are anterior or superior to liver. The stomach is, very good. The stomach is what? In below. Very good, very good, very good. Inferior. The ribs are superficial. The ribs are superficial The ribs are superior to the heart. No, no, not inferior. Ribs will come above. Ribs will come above. Here, if this is the heart, ribs comes above the heart. So here you have to tell superior, or you can use posterior. That also fine, no problem. Vertebra. So like that. Now, what are the systemic anatomy? So what you are going to study in the systemic anatomy? What is this integumentary system? Integumentary system means it is the study of the skin. It is the study of the skin, hair, sweat glands and nails. All these structures, study of this, it is called integumentary system. So what are the functions here? The helps in regulation the body temperature and provides the sensory information. So these are the functions of the integumentary system. In the nervous system, we study the study of brain, spinal cord, peripheral nerves, all the nervous system. So here we have functions of this. The functions of nervous system to describe about the sensations of the nerve. So what are the motor nerves? What are the sensory nerves? They provide what informations they are providing to the body. Okay. Next is skeletal system. So here we study about the bones, cartilages, about the ligaments and the bone marrow. So what are the functions here? They provides the support. Main function of the skeletal system is provide the support and gives protection of the tissues, and their bones are the big sources or the major sources of the calcium and minerals, and they also forms the blood vessels, blood cells. And endocrine system, in the endocrine we study this system will deals with the study of the endocrine glands. They are pituitary gland, thyroid gland, pancreas, adrenal glands, gonads. Gonads means, so there are two varieties. So in the male and female gonads. In the male it is the testis, and the female it is ovary and the endocrine tissues. So they helps in the endocrine systems. So like the some of the endocrine secretions, they are help in the growth of the tissues, growth of the body, growth of the human skeleton. Okay, like this. The muscular system, it is a study of the muscles. So what are the functions of the muscles? They gives support and protection of the body, and gives the movements of the body, helps in the movements of the body. Next, the cardiovascular system. So here we study this study deals with the study of heart, blood vessels and their anomalies. So which are the blood vessels carry oxygenated blood, which carry deoxygenated blood, and how the blood circulation, and what are the layers of the blood vessels. All these terms we'll study here in the cardiovascular system. In the lymphatic system, there are some organs in the body. They are called lymphatic organs. Example, the spleen, thymus, all these glands, they are the lymphatic glands. And the respiratory system, this respiratory system, it starts from the nose, nasal cavity, lungs, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and the alveoli. So all these are the major parts of the respiratory system. They helps in delivery of the delivers the air to alveoli and provides the oxygen to bloodstream and removes the carbohydrate and produces the sounds for communication. So these are the some functions. So in the digestive system, so it's the study of the digestive tract. So what are the digestive system? It starts from the mouth, the teeth, tongue, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large. So this is small intestine, and this part is the large intestine. This is the large intestine. So here we have the liver, pancreas, gallbladder, all these things. So all the digestive functions helps in absorption and conversion of water, absorption of intestine. So what are the structures which are going to absorb in the intestine, and storage of the energies. In the male reproductive system, so here these are the male reproductive organs. So they are testis, epididymis, ductus deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate glands, penis, and scrotum. Remind, prostate prostate gland, it is the gland present only in males. This gland is not present in females. Remember this. Prostate gland, it is only present in males, not in the females. Okay. And the female reproductive system, so here this system will give the study of ovaries, uterus, uterine tubes, vagina, labia, clitoris, and the study of mammary glands, and produces the female sex cells, and there it's a study of related with the female osteocyte, oocytes, and the hormones, ovaries. All these studies, it deals in the female reproductive system. And next is the urinary system. It is a study of the kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, and the urethra. So all these, so what are these functions? So these urinary system helps in mainly excretory system, so excretion of the waste product from the body, and it is a storage of sources, urine prior to voluntary elimination. So it first, it's the urine is stored in the bag called the urinary bladder, and then later it is excreted outside, and it also helps in regulation of body temperature. So these are the systems we are dealing with. So is there any doubts regarding this introduction to anatomy and anatomical terms? Okay, so one more thing, have you gone through the videos, the video which I sent yesterday? So did you understood what we'll do? Did you understood anything? Did you understood anything in the video? Okay, we'll have one 10 minutes break, and then we will join in the practical session. So there you can ask me the questions which you are not understood, so that it will be easy by seeing the videos. So how the what is medial, what is lateral. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the practice. We will discuss these things in the practical session. Okay. So we will have a 10 minutes break. Is it okay? 10 minutes. Okay. So we will have a practical session at 10 10 10. Okay then. So anything you have not understood, you please ask me. Okay. So that is it will be a good. So otherwise, if I go on telling, so if you go on listening, it is also not sometimes it is not good also. Okay. So it is better you ask any point. If you not understood, you tell doctor, this point I have not understood, please revise. No. Today for the introductory, so just there is no afternoon session. So we will have a practical now. Okay.